I'm Anya. This might be the first time you've gotten a middle of the night one of these. I just spent the last 40 minutes. It's 3:30 in the morning, or 3:40. And I spent the last 30 minutes trying to get our new little baby to feed. Her mama doesn't like her, and it's so sad. So every time I tried to get the little girl up to her mama's udder, the mom would just start walking away and headbutt the baby. And it's so sad, and the little baby's coming up to me, trying to nurse me from my leg. And it's so heartbreaking. And so I got her a bottle, and was trying to bottle feed her, but she didn't want that. And it's really sad and hard because my parents have only had goats for the last 4 years. And this is the first time we've had this happen, so it's sad, but I had to get up because she needs to eat, but her mom doesn't want her to. So anyway, and then now I'm up, so I might as well do this now, and then I can sleep past 6:30. Okay. I really like the restorative justice model. I thought Jeanette's presentation, though there was some information we probably didn't need to get today from her, I thought it was helpful, and it was helpful to be a member of the circle dialogue too, the role play. It reminds me of a couple things that I have come in contact with, of a couple of models, I guess. One is capturing kids' hearts, which is the behavior model that my student teaching placement used. And part of that is a social contract that teacher and students make together that gives students buy-in and accountability, and makes the whole class sort of accountable and responsible together, so they decide how they want to be treated by each other, how they want to be treated by the teacher. And then if someone goes against that, anyone in the class has the right to say, hey, you're not following the social contract. So it can be even student to teacher saying you need to be following the social contract. And that seemed to work really well, actually. We had a staff social contract too, and I think at first people were kind of laughing it off because last year was the first year they'd done it as just another one of those things, but I think it actually worked really well, and it helped to have the whole school on board with it. And then there were 4 questions for on-task behavior that kind of reminded me of the 3 questions in restorative justice that were, what are you doing? What are you supposed to be doing? Are you doing that, and when are you going to start? And so that gave the student the opportunity to tell you that they knew what they were supposed to be doing, rather than you saying, hey, get back to work. So the other thing it reminded me of is a model called counsel, and I know there's some other word for it, but I was in a spirituality group at CC in undergrad that used the council format, and I know it's the OPI Foundation in California that's come up with it, and they're using council in a lot of LA schools. It has to do, it's kind of what Jeanette was talking about with the informal circles. The rules, the guidelines of council are speak from the heart, listen from the heart, say only what needs to be said, and something else. But it's about listening compassionately, like Jeanette talked about. And I think it's a really powerful thing for kids to say, this is a safe space. What you say here is confidential, and to bring the whole class together and let everyone sort of speak their truth and just let the class know where they're at. thank you for sharing your story about the fight that almost got you into juvie. That and the documentary we watched just give me that much more reason to use models like this. This is the type of thing, restorative justice, which I think the other, capturing kids' hearts and counsel are sort of the proactive things, and then if something still happens, which of course it will, then I think restorative justice is a really good model to use. And feels like something that I would naturally use. Some of the things in the reading last night seemed natural for me, and I think I was just hesitant towards it because of the condescending and sort of patronizing tone that it was written with. But I think it's good to use, though it also depends on the kid. I know I'm over 6 minutes now, but I was thinking about this in relation to the kids I was teaching in Spain, because I tried to have one-on-one and full class discussions of, hey, it's about respect, and you need to be respecting me, and I'll respect you, and they do not respond to that. There was a girl who I tried to have that one-on-one discussion with, of, what are you doing? Do you see what's going on? Where are you at? And she just laughed in my face, maybe because of my Spanish accent, um, but I think she'd never been approached one-on-one like that before. And then I'm talking with the teachers and them saying, yeah, we just don't have a culture of respect in the classroom here. They're not going to respond to that. And so I know there are kids in the US who are coming from that too. And if I have those kids in my classroom, it's not easy to just start a discussion uh, like those in the reading, and like some of those that restorative justice called for. But I think it's worth shooting for that, um, as a means of communicating and building respect and trust with students. I hope this has made sense. It is 3:30 in the morning, but hopefully, hopefully what I've just said has made sense. I'm gonna go to sleep now.